2. Caveats. Demons of the Mind, excerpts page 196-21. Internal realms. If we are not diligent and do not exert efforts along the path of cultivation, nothing happens. However, if we are diligent and exert a great deal of effort, we will definitely witness different realms. They either come from within the mind or are caused by outside sources. I will speak first about the realms originating from the mind, called internal realms. Internal realms are also called realms of the self-mind, because they do not come from outside, but develop from the mind. Those who do not clearly understand the truth that 10,000 dharmas are created by the mind, think that all realms come from the outside. This is wrong. When the practitioner exerts himself to the stage of mutual interpenetration of mind and realms, completely severing external conditions, the seeds of latent dharmas in the alaya, store or eighth consciousness, suddenly manifest themselves. For the Buddha recitation or mantra chanting practitioner, the power of the Buddha's name or the mantra penetrates deep into the alaya consciousness, eliciting a reaction from the wholesome or evil seeds therein. The realms that result are very complex and usually appear in dreams, or even when the practitioner is awake and striving to recite the Buddha's name. In Buddhism, this condition is called changing manifestations of the alaya consciousness. Dreaming scenes. If the events or scenes result from evil seeds, the practitioner, in his dreams, may see various species of worms crawling out of his body, or witness himself, each night, removing from his body 6 or 7 insects with many limbs, such as scorpions or centipedes. Or else, he may see various species of wild animals and or spirits or ghosts. Such realms are innumerable and cannot all be described. In general, individuals greatly afflicted with greed, who are miserly and wicked, usually see marks of men and women, snakes and serpents and odd species with white features and forms. Those harboring a great deal of anger and resentment usually see tigers and leopards or strange species with red forms and features. Those who are heavily deluded usually see domestic animals, clams, oysters, snails or different species with black forms and features. The above, however, is merely indicative. It does not mean that everything will be exactly as described. If the scenes in his dreams come from good, wholesome seeds, the practitioner sees tall trees and exotic flowers, beautiful scenery, brightly adorned with nets of pearls. Or else, he sees himself eating succulent, fragrant food, wearing ethereal garments, dwelling in palaces of diamonds and other precious substances, or flying high in open space. Thus, in summary, all the seeds of the 10 Dharma realms are found in the minds of sentient beings. If wholesome seeds manifest themselves, sentient beings view the realms of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, human and celestial beings. If unwholesome karma is manifested, they witness scenes from the wretched 3 evil paths. If the cultivator has followed externalist ways in lives past, he usually sees his body emitting electric waves, or his soul leaving the body to roam, meeting deities and the like, to discuss politics and the rise and fall of countries and empires. Or else, when the practitioner's mind is pure, he will know in his dreams about events that will occur 3 or 4 days, or 7 or 8 months hence. In general, those who have cultivated in previous lives will immediately see auspicious realms when reciting the Buddha's name. Those with heavy karma, lacking merits and virtues, will usually see evil realms when they begin Buddha recitation. In time, these evil omens will disappear and gradually be replaced with auspicious omens. Waking scenes. If the practitioner's efforts have reached a high enough level, there are times during his waking hours when all deluded feelings suddenly cease for a while, body and mind being at ease and free. At other times, the practitioner may recite for 4 or 5 hours but feel that the time was very short. Perhaps 2 or 3 minutes. Or else, at times during recitation, good, wholesome omens will appear. At other times, unconsciously, his mind experiences great contentment and bliss. Sometimes, he deeply realizes for a split second that mind and realm are both empty. At other times, just by hearing or seeing something once, he becomes enlightened to the truth of suffering, emptiness, I am permanence and no self, severing the marks of self and others. These occurrences are too numerous to be fully described. A layman was once reciting the Buddha's name while awake in the dark. Suddenly, he saw 2 types of flowers, red and white, springing up all over the floor, reaching as high as the edges of his bed. Meanwhile, other flowers were dropping like rain from the sky. Another layman, while kneeling down to recite the Buddha's name, suddenly saw a red lotus flower appear before the Buddha's altar, its bud gradually opening up and disappearing after a few minutes. There was yet another layman who, during recitation, would suddenly see everything around him disappear. In front of his eyes would appear the scene of an immense ocean, calm and still, with no wind or waves whatsoever. Countless huge, multicolored lotus blossoms would spring up on the ocean surface. Afterward, the ocean scene would disappear, to be replaced by scenes of mountains, with verdant herbs and flowers, luxuriant century-old trees, and, by and by, a temple complex, sumptuous and magnificent. Then the temple and mountains would disappear, to be replaced by scenes of jeweled nets coming together then drawing apart, coming apart then drawing together again. There are, in general, many such scenes, which the author has heard fellow cultivators describe and which he has recounted here as examples and evidence. Visionary scenes as the above, called internal realms, or realms of the self-mind, have their origin in a thought of peace and stillness, or are caused by wholesome seeds generated by Buddha or mantra recitation. They appear suddenly and are lost immediately. The practitioner should not be attached to them, thinking that they are real or remembering them fondly. It is a very great mistake to develop nostalgia for them, thinking how ethereal, calm and peaceful, beautiful and well adorned they were, then daydreaming about them, unable to forget them and longing for their reappearance. The ancients have criticized such thoughts as scratching in advance and waiting for the itch. This is because these scenes have their origin in diligent exertion and appear temporarily. They have no true existence. We should realize that, when the practitioner exerts a certain degree of effort, the scenes and features particular to that level will appear naturally. Take the example of a traveler who views, ever more beautiful, scenery as he passes through different stretches of the road. If he has not reached home, yet develops such an attachment and fondness for a particular scene along the road that he refuses to proceed, his travel will be impeded. He will be helplessly lost in the midst of his journey, not knowing when he will finally return home to rest. The practitioner is like that traveler. If he becomes attached to and fond of temporary realms and scenes, he will never attain the true realms. Were he to dream of them to the point of insanity, he would be destroyed by demons and waste an entire lifetime of practice. The Diamond Sutra states, "Everything in this world that has marks is illusory. To see marks as not marks is to see the Tathagata." Everything that has marks refers here to compounded, conditioned dharmas. Those marks cannot be said either to exist or not to exist, or to be true or false. Delusions arise precisely because unenlightened sentient beings discriminate, become attached and think that these marks exist or do not exist, are real or are false. Even when Zen practitioners, upon entering concentration and witnessing the immense, empty, still, transparent, peaceful and free realm of samadhi, develop a fondness for this realm. It falls into the category of having marks. The same is true when these practitioners, once enlightened to a certain lofty, transcendental principle, joyfully grasp at it. Once there are marks, there is delusion. To see marks means to see such marks as auspicious, evil, good, bad, dirty, clean, existent, non-existent, Buddha, sentient beings, even the realms of the 5 aggregates, the 6 dusts, etc. As not marks means seeing but neither becoming attached to nor rejecting them, just letting everything be. Why should we not reject them? It is because marks, while illusory, are not non-existent. This is not unlike the reflection of the moon in the water. Although the reflected moon is not real, this does not mean that there is no illusory mark of the reflection of the moon. Therefore, if we see marks appear while we are cultivating, we should disregard them and redouble our efforts, just like the traveler who views varied scenery en route but must push forward to reach home quickly. To see the Tathagata is to see the original Buddha nature, to see the way. In summary, all states of mind, from those described above to the state of one-pointedness of mind, belong to the internal realms. These realms have 2 aspects: attainment-like and partial attainment. Attainment-like realms appear temporarily and disappear immediately. Partial attainment realms are those that, once achieved, we have forever, because we have actually attained a part of true thusness, regardless of whether it is internal or external. If it is attainment-like, it is not a true realm, because it is merely a full understanding of some of the manifestations of the true mind. Practitioners who truly seek liberation should not confuse these aspects, taking attainment-like marks for the true realm. Attainment-like marks are like a dark, leaden sky which suddenly clears, thanks to the winds which temporarily push away the dark clouds, letting a few rays of sunlight through before the sky becomes overcast again. They also resemble the mark of smoke just before the fire that people used to get when they rubbed 2 pieces of wood together. The true realm can be likened to the bright sunlight in a clear and calm sky. It is like rubbing pieces of wood together and already having fire. However, we should not underestimate attainment-like marks, as they demonstrate the genuine existence of the true realm. If, from that level, we diligently redouble our efforts, the true realm is not that far away after all. B. External realms. External realms are realms which are not created by the mind, but come from the outside. For example, some practitioners might see Buddhas and Bodhisattvas appearing before them, preaching the Dharma, exhorting and praising them. Others, while reciting the Buddha's name, suddenly experience an awakening and immediately see the land of ultimate bliss. Some practitioners, in the midst of their pure recitation, see deities and immortals arrive, palms joined in respect, to circumambulate them or invite them for a leisurely stroll. Still, other practitioners see wandering souls arrive, seeking to take refuge with them. Yet others, having reached a high level in their practice, have to endure challenges and harassment from external demons. For example, there was once a layman of rather dull capacities who constantly worshipped the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. During a dream one night, he saw the Bodhisattva urging him to meditate on the following stanza, and in time he would achieve enlightenment. Great wisdom develops from the mind. Where in the mind can it be found? To realize all meanings is to have neither past nor present. A nun of the author's acquaintance was cultivating in the vicinity of Dalat. After her mantra recitation session, as she was seated in meditation, she saw 2 men of noble countenance, dressed like deities or immortals, respectfully inviting her to scale the mountains and visit their beautiful grounds. in her concentration. She asked them, "How can I go, when the mountains are so high and I am so weak?" One of the men said, "Do not worry, I have a way." He then touched her lightly with something similar to a willow branch and requested her to follow him. She suddenly saw her body glide effortlessly over the grass, and, in no time, she was scaling the mountains. There she witnessed ethereal scenes, with a palace and a tower in the distance. At that very moment, a companion in the back room dropped something with a bang. The nun suddenly awakened from meditation. All scenes had disappeared and her thighs were still aching from overexertion. The realms and manifestations summarized above are called external realms. Some might ask, to see Buddhas and lotus blossoms, is it not to see demonic apparitions? Answer: if 163 cause and effect coincide, they are not demonic realms. This is because the Pure Land method belongs to the school of existence. When Pure Land practitioners first develop the Bodhi mind, they enter the way through forms and marks and seek to view the celestial scenes of the Western Pure Land. When they actually witness these auspicious scenes, it is only a matter of effects corresponding to causes. If cause and effect are in accord, how can these be demonic realms? In the Zen school, on the other hand, the practitioner enters the way through the door of emptiness. Right from the beginning of his cultivation he wipes out all marks. Even the marks of the Buddha or the Dharma are destroyed. The Zen practitioner does not seek to view the Buddha or the lotus blossom, yet the marks of the Buddha or the lotus blossom appear to him. Therefore, cause and effect do not correspond. For something to appear without a corresponding cause is indeed the realm of the demon. Thus, the Zen practitioner always holds the sword of wisdom aloft. If the demon comes, he kills the demon. If the Buddha comes, he kills the Buddha. To enter the realm of true emptiness is not to tolerate a single mark. A caveat: we are only talking here about novice cultivators. High-level Zen practitioners do sometimes see various marks which are not, however, realms of the demons. When their minds become enlightened, Zen masters who have practiced meditation for many eons can see evil as well as transcendental realms, including the pure and defiled lands of the 10 directions. This is because all worlds are within the light of the true mind. On the other hand, despite what we have said earlier, Buddha recitation practitioners sometimes see various marks which are demonic realms, as will be explained later. In short, when we refer to internal and external realms, we are speaking on the level of beginning cultivators. For those who have attained the way, mind is realm, realm is mind. The 10,000 dharmas and ourselves have but one common nature: there is no inside or outside at all.